Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. It's been a couple weeks since I've sat down to film, so I'm sorry if I'm a little rusty. And I filmed a lot of the overhead footage of this video while I was still sick, so we'll see how this video turns out. But I have been sick for the past couple weeks, and thank you so much for all the get well messages. I had bronchitis paired with a sinus infection, ended up with me having laryngitis, and I was just a mess. So during that time, I was practicing my speed puzzling. I feel like this is a great time to start my little mini series about my speed puzzling practice runs. So I am going to nationals at the end of March. I am not a speed puzzler. I don't consider myself a speed puzzler. I'm definitely more like the casual, take my time type of puzzler. But I thought it'd be a fun way to meet some friends. I have been talking to several of my puzzle friends that I met at Puzzle Jam South, along with other people that just were really excited to just meet up and have fun with it. I don't plan on winning. Maybe I'll get to finals. I don't know, but really I'm just going there to have fun and meet friends, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited to go. If you are going, please say hello. I might be at the Puzzle Warehouse booth for a little while, so that's a good place to search for me. But other than that, I think it's going to be just a fun time to meet people, and we're just going to get into this video. So I have 3 puzzles here that I've already done. I already have the overhead footage on. There's one that I might have a little less. I was having some issues with my camera, but I do want to just talk you through my experience, and then I'll come back and share my thoughts and what I've learned so far for this speed puzzling practice. So that's what we're doing today. I have 3 puzzles here. The ones that I did was the music room, super fun, just music room with a bunch of different instruments. We had this one, which is definitely very tricky. Minu's Pond Daydreams, definitely a trickier image. And then I did London Postcards. So those are the 3 puzzles I'll be discussing here today, and we're just gonna get into this. So we are starting off with the music room, and I know overhead footage isn't for everybody, so if you want to skip to the end or skip to a particular puzzle, I'll leave timestamps down below. But for this puzzle, I did a little bit of sorting at the beginning. I sorted out the edges, and I sorted out the 2 windows, and then I did go back and sort out the red pieces. Doing a little bit of sorting at the beginning does help me, and that's something that I did learn during this practice round, because it gives me at least something to work from and reduces the amount of pieces that I need to sort through afterwards. As of right now, I am doing all the red pieces that are throughout the puzzle, and then I'll go back into the greenery. There's a ton of different plants in this puzzle. None of them had the same leaves, so it was really easy to go through those pieces, and it really filled out the whole outside of the puzzle, and then I could go back in with the rest of the pieces, which was a lot of the instruments. A lot of what I'm doing at this moment is doing the instruments and all the gold pieces. So it was the chairs, it was the table, it was all the different brass instruments and the harp. And once those pieces were done, there wasn't really too much left to do besides the flooring and a few other bigger pieces, like I know there was the piano and the kitties. Unfortunately, I didn't get the end of this because my battery died, but here is the final image. Super cute, love the different cats and pets and the instruments, and of course the hot air balloons. Really enjoyed this one. It was not hard, and it was my fastest time. So I ended up getting around 62 minutes and 30 seconds, 62:29, which is my fastest time yet, and I was really happy with that. Moving into London Postcard. This time around, I was experimenting with different tools. So for the competition, you are allowed 2 sorting trays. So I took out 2 of my sorting trays for my puzzle table, and you can also have a box top stand. So I was just trying to see if these would work for me and whether or not I wanted to bring them along for the competition. So starting off, I put just a bunch of pieces in each sorting tray, flipped them over, sorted out the edges, and I believe it was the red pieces. Yes, I sorted out the red pieces. And I was able to put the rest of the pieces on the side, which I did like having the cleanness of it, but I think going forward I noticed that I was going back into those sorting trays quite often, which just ate up a lot of time that I could have done puzzling. So I ended up doing the border and filled out the corners as best I could. So I did the red flowers. I then would go back into those pieces and sort by color. So I did purple and blue and then green and then the rest of the building. Unfortunately, I didn't get much of this puzzle on video because I didn't realize my memory was full, so even though my camera was on, it wasn't recording. But here is the final image, and it was a little bit more than the first round where I had 62 minutes, this one is 66, and I really think having these sorting trays just took up a lot of time. And then the third puzzle that I did, I was experimenting with not sorting at all, so I ended up just flipping up over the pieces, and then I didn't sort really anything. I did the face and her pink hair, but then I was kind of lost of what to do next just because everything was chaotic. This puzzle is trickier as far as image because there's not too many colors to work from, so I thought maybe if I pull out the green pieces, but then some green is like in different areas. So for this one, I did not like the strategy that I went in with. I really think sorting was the way to go, especially the edges, just because there's so much of the same thing that I think having any type of help would have been nice. Finally, around the 30-minute mark, I decided that I wanted to have the border, so I did sort out the border and then I went in and did the fish. And I feel like my issue with this puzzle was that I couldn't be focused on a particular thing. So like as I was doing the fish, I would like think about maybe I should be doing the water or maybe I should be doing these pieces. So I don't know if it was just like the chaoticness of what my puzzle table looked like, just because it didn't help me keep my focus. I'm thinking maybe I should have maybe sorted by piece shape or even just made the pieces all lined up so that way it wasn't as busy when I was looking at the pieces might have helped. But in general, I do think sorting for this puzzle was necessary. And the sorting wouldn't have taken too much longer, so I think it would have saved me a lot of time. I'm not saying I need to sort for every single puzzle, but for this type of image where it was just busy and I knew it was going to be difficult, sorting would have been helpful and something that I want to take into account when I go to the competition. Once I got to this area, I was flying through it. Well, not flying through it. I still did a really long time with this puzzle, but it did help me see what I needed to do. I had a lot more things to work from, and the coloring is just quite difficult because there are just a few shades to work from. But I did end up powering through, and I did actually get it under the 2-hour mark, which is how long you have for a competition, but just barely. So when you look at my clock in just a second, it actually rolled over, so it was 119 minutes and 21 seconds to finish this puzzle. So I'm saying just scraping through to get this complete, but I will say in the end, this puzzle is gorgeous. I do really like the final result, but I would definitely do it differently next time. Alright, I am back and I want to just discuss each of these puzzles, what I learned, what I hope to bring with me to the competition, and hopefully make it a little bit easier for myself. So we're just going to go into this. The first thing that I want to talk about is how I did this puzzle, because this one was by far my fastest time at 62 minutes. It's also the easiest image, which always makes it or breaks it for me when it comes to speed puzzling. But the thing that I liked when I did this puzzle is that I did a little bit of sorting. Not a ton, you know, I didn't spend 20 minutes sorting pieces, but I did sort out the edges and the sky, the two different windows, and a little bit of the red. And I think doing that for me made it a lot easier because I had at least like a groundwork to go from. I had the border, I had big sections that were already complete, and I could just work around those. I did really enjoy this puzzle, and I think having a little bit of sorting helps me going forward. This next one I did was the London postcard. This one I think I could have done a little bit differently. I wish I had done a little bit of sorting at the beginning because I kept going back to the boards. And I also realized I'm not a huge fan of having the sorting trays. Even though it's nice to have a little bit more space and it's a little bit more organized, I think constantly going back for those pieces was kind of annoying because I would be looking for red and I'd have to go through both of the sorting trays, and I just think it took up time. So I don't think I'll be using the sorting trays going forward. I'll bring them with me just in case, but I don't think it's going to be my go-to method. So I think no sorting trays, just have everything flipped over. That way I can see all the pieces and they're not like off to the side. So that's my plan. I think I would have gone faster if I didn't have them. Moving on to this guy here, I was experimenting with not sorting at all, and that was not the way to go. This is a very tricky image, and I knew that going in because it's just a few colors. There's a lot of like busyness with the leaves and the fish, and I think if I ended up having this one in the competition, I would definitely do a little bit of sorting at the beginning. It's definitely at least the edges, because I didn't sort of the edges till much later, and I really needed those to go forward. I think also sorting out these white pieces would have had a big chunk of the puzzle done. Obviously this part was really easy. I think I could have easily sorted out the fish and the flowers, and even just the blue pieces would have been helpful. So sorting for this puzzle would have been very helpful versus just like the chaotic method that I was trying. I was watching a lot of different speed puzzling videos, and they were just like kind of just going at it and just like picking the puzzle pieces that they needed. And I think with this puzzle, that wasn't the way to go. So that's what I learned with this one. I got it just under the 2-hour mark, but I don't want to be that close. Like, this was the hardest puzzle by far. So those are the 3 puzzles that I've done so far. Again, I'll probably do a couple more of these videos before I head off to nationals. That is it for this video. I would love to know some things that you have learned while you're doing your speed puzzling practice, or things that you think would have been helpful, or things, just strategies that I could try going forward. But that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!